It is the police call everybody will be talking about. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Denise Valdez.
I'm Brian Loftus. A family says something crashed into their backyard, prompting them to call 911, saying they saw creatures walking around.
Our 8 News Now investigators digging into this for weeks now. And tonight, our David Charnes with the video you will only see on 8 News Now. David?
Right, Denise, sources telling 8 News Now investigators that several agencies believe something landed or crashed. Whether it was non-humans or not, it certainly scared the people living on this property. Now, before we show you that video, listen to their call for help.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and it's looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified of it.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Okay.
Well, the 8 News Now investigators obtaining video as officers then responded to the call you just heard. You'll see the officers also saw something in the sky that night, but the big question is, what was it, and is it all connected?
Leave her alone.
It's almost midnight on May 1st when a Las Vegas Metro police officer's body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and it's looking at us, and it's still there.
someone calls 911 reporting 2 large figures in their backyard.
No, I'm so nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtaining another officer's video as he's sent to the Northwest Valley home.
I have butterflies, bro. Everyone saw a shooting star, then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
By now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard, or?
They see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
What I saw right now, I do believe in it.
Police walk into the backyard to investigate, but Metro blacked out that part of the video because it's considered private property. What's clear? They're taking this call seriously.
Hey, this might sound like a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky?
Asking others what they saw.
I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too, only reason I'm actually investigating it further.
That investigation turning up no concrete answers as of Wednesday. Whatever or whoever fell into that yard, long gone within minutes.
Oh, hey, if those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
So yeah, this is quite weird, Brian was saying as we're watching this story. Now, we've been in contact with the family in that video, and as you heard in that 911 call, they seem very reasonable and honestly quite scared as you heard them in the call. No, they don't seem impaired in any way, and whatever crashed by the time that police got there was gone, but sources say that there's really no dispute. Something was in their yard. Exactly what? We do not know.
I mean, it's so interesting. So, like, the Metro officers see something, the neighbors see something. I mean, so what could it be?
Well, we know that there are obviously a lot of military bases around this area. George Knapp covers a lot of that stuff for us on the 8 News Now investigators. We're showing you drone video from above that area. And we know, of course, Creech not far away, Nellis Air Force Base not far. I checked in with them. They say they are not involved at all, and we are waiting to hear from the Pentagon as well.
And you talked to these people. It seemed completely legitimate to you. And do you have any personal thoughts on maybe what it was?
Right. So it seems from talking to our sources that something happened. There was obviously some flash in the sky. A lot of people saw it that night on the night of April 30th, early in the morning on May 1st. Did that exact thing land in their yard? I don't know. But these people said they saw some SUV circling the area. Could this have been some piece of equipment that malfunctioned? Maybe they saw something and then someone came, I can't believe we're talking about this.
Right.
Someone came and
Picked it up.
retrieved it from the backyard in the SUV. We don't know. This all comes as a former high-level intelligence officer, an Air veteran, was on News Nation talking about how there is a program where the government collects some unidentified objects. So this might be that. We just don't know. We're going to work to find out, though.
And
Brian
no
Greedy.
substances. They were looking
No
with clear eyes.
substances.
Goodness.
Very interesting.
Not big buggy eyes, though. like I said.
This is really unique. Thank you, David.
Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Dhamma honors and apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto the thy foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. The final play, the final masterpiece is unveiling daily. And what do I mean by that? A lot of videos been resurfacing of a quote of a particular man by the name of Aleister Crowley. All right, I believe Elder Anel had put in a video as well, and that quote of Aleister Crowley is that these beings, because that's the demon that he saw. This is the demon that he actually saw that presented itself to him. All right. And that quote was basically, they're going to come in another name, angels, demons, and that other name is aliens. Now, let me see if I can find it. And Aleister Crowley, if you don't know who he is a high witch, okay, and his nickname was the Beast. I remember I did try to look it up. It was a quote that he had made. He had said, but if I don't get it, it doesn't matter. You know what? I'll put in a video. So this quote, this saying, everything like that, this is the final card. Even it was a woman that was with not Robert Oppenheimer. It was another guy. Like, I'm gonna put that in a video too. And he said the last thing, or the last adventure, is the final battle of space. All right. Now, I'm kind of over the place, but there's a reason for what I'm doing right now. Illuminati. No. Illuminati cards. So I'm doing this because there is a card that is played. Now, damn it, Salakia. Yo. Let's see if they have it, because I've seen it before. Yep, they got this particular thing, this card right here. Why did I bring this up for? Because according to this card, according to everything that's been said and done, everything's being played out. Like right now here in the East Coast, we're dealing with the smog situation. It's bad. It's hard to breathe right now. Over here, well, we gotta do what we gotta do. And nobody thought in their wildest dream this would happen. Now, when you go into these Illuminati cards, this is one of the cards that's famous, because this screaming card looks just like the former President Trump. All right, enough is enough, and that's exactly what he's saying right now. His last speech is basically about going against the Transformers and the immigrants and all this other stuff. So you have that. And there's another one, if I can find it. Oh, you got this card. Looks familiar, somebody that we all know in the community. Let's see if it can pop up. I don't know what the hell is taking this thing so long. It looks exactly like him. It looks exactly like him. But you have this alien invasion thing. But top of all that is one particular card I'm looking for. Forgive me. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna get it. I'm just type it in. Where is that card? There it is. There it is. It says Plague of Demons. All right, the Plague of Demons. So if you have lived under a rock, you don't understand what's going on. There's a lot of misinformation and lies, deception that's being played right now. That's being played right now. All right, a lot of misinformation is going on right now, and this card, everything that's been done, everything that we see, conspiracy theorists, which look like what's this guy's name? He used to be in Fox, Glenn Beck. Yeah, he looked like that's who that guy looked like. So all these things march on everything. Don't like it. All these little things that is done is predestined. But this particular card is very, very important because that's the aim that's going. Now, for them to sit there and say a so-called alien ship crash, first of all, that don't even sound right. That's one. But the description, now that could get anybody. Wow, look, I didn't notice this. It's looking like a zombie. That could get anybody fooled. Yep, that's a zombie. White ink curses. That could fool anybody. All right, because countless rumors and so forth. That's why you have NASA and the White House publicly talking about the UFOs, because that's their final card. That is their final card. That's the end all to be all. The race wars, plagues, all that is in play. World War III is in play. But this is the final play. So they're going to play that role where these so-called aliens, which you've seen plenty of films of that, is coming either to help humanity or help fight something else that's far worse than they expect. But how something or someone whose technology is so advanced can easily be shot down, because that was the narrative. They don't want to call it UFOs no more. They want to call it UPAs or UP something. They keep changing it. All right. Oh, this is Las Vegas, and this came out on the 7th, which is today, this evening that I seen it, which is by the time I put it up, is going to be the next day. So this is what they should, because a lot of people are seeing things. A lot of people are looking up, even with this whole smog thing, this whole fire thing from Canada all down to the East Coast. A lot of people is looking up. They look that movie Don't Look Up, but people are looking up. So a lot of things is being in play right now. All right, a lot of things are on the table for them to use to scare the ish out of the people. But once again, 2 Corinthians 2:11, it says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we not ignorant of his devices." And he has a lot of things that he could use to fool the people. All right, and that's one of the devices or advantage that he has. All right, because the minds of the people are treating a swamp thing. They have nothing to stand upon. Everything that they're standing upon is a lie. All right, from the education, from even your conspiracy theories and certain things that you claim that is not real, that is real. Even that, everything this man is about lies. All right, and the scriptures clearly said, I'll get that real quick. I don't make this long. Revelations 20:8. It says, and they shall go out. It said, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. It's all about the power of deception. That's what the motto for the Mossad is: lie by any means. All right, Revelations 12 and I believe it's 10. No. It says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil. All right, so this spirit goes back to the in the garden. Okay, and the Greek word for the devil is diablo, which means deceiver or slanderer. It says, and Satan means adversary, which deceiveth the whole world. So his Esau Edom is the incarnation of Satan in the flesh. He is the walking, talking deceiver. Slakia. All right, he's deceiving the whole world, and this is the final deception that he has to play out. Plus, he got this thing called Project Bluebeam. So, all of this to show what is the sole purpose is to control. It's all about control. It says, who deceived the whole world, he was cast into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So they'll have you believe that Satan, the spiritual demon Satan, and 2/3 of heaven fell down to the depths of hell, and that's how you got demons. No. That's the lie. That's part of the great deception. Okay? Because Satan is on the left-hand side of the Heavenly Father, following instructions. Job, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd chapter tells you that. All right? Micah tells in Micah, Kings, 1 Kings 18 chapter tells you that. Matter of fact, I should get that real quick. 1 Kings, I believe it's 18. I read it in a while. 20? No, it's 22. First Kings 22 and 18. This is Jehoshaphat and Ahab. Yeah, Jehoshaphat and Ahab coming together. If you know the history, the split with the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom had took place. But Jehoshaphat was one of the first kings of the south, the southern kingdom, to try to get back with the northern kingdom. And they had a common enemy. So Ahab called all the prophets of Israel, and they all told Jehoshaphat and Ahab the things that they wanted to hear. So Jehoshaphat, King Jehoshaphat, King of Judah, says, is there any other prophet? Like, he just wanted to verify and make sure. And this is how the story goes. It says, 1 Kings 22 and 18, and the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, did I not tell thee that he would prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? So what he ended up doing, he called Micah, okay, a prophet named Micah, and the prophet named Micah told him that, no, you're not going to prevail. You're actually going to fall. You're going to lose. And this is what Micah says. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne. So Heavenly Father sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of the heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. So the ones on his right are who? The angels. And the right, the angels that were the so-called good angels. On the left is what? The demons. All right? Standing at attention and listening to the Lord, this is what he says. It says, and the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth-Gal? And one said on this manner, and another said on the other manner. On that manner. So they was having a council. All right? A think tank. The Lord knows what the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, know what he wanted to hear. But he had his angels, his sons, tell him exactly how they will come and deceive Ahab. So does the Lord deceive men? Does the Lord send angels that deceive men? And the answer to that is yes. And that's what we're about to see. We're about to see the great deception that Esau has in his arsenal. Okay? It says, and there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? So how would you do this? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him. Prevail also and go forth and do so. So it was the Lord's will for that spirit to deceive Ahab. It's the same spirit that the Lord has deceived Esau. Because what Esau is doing, Esau is all embedded with the left-hand side of the Lord. And the left-hand side of the Lord has him completely deceived. All right? Scriptures tell you in Job, the deceive and the deceiver are his. Who's the his? The Most High, the Heavenly Father. That's what his name, that's what his title is, the Most High. All right? He's the highest of the high. Inside joke, really. It was beautiful too. But he's the highest of the high. All the sons of the Heavenly Father, the scriptures tells you in Job that all the spirits, all the angels are folly to the Lord. All right? It says in 2nd Ezra that the angels tremble at the Lord. So the Heavenly Father is the King of Kings, the Lord. He's the creator of all, and they all fear him. So if the Lord wants a spirit to deceive a man, he will allow that to happen. It's all his story. So right now he's using Esau, right, to deceive the world. Okay, to deceive the world, and that one of the main deception is this alien invasion crap. All right. However they're gonna spin it, they might use Project Bluebeam. Who knows? They're gonna make their own Messiah. They're gonna do all this other nonsense. But the scriptures clearly tell you that the elect should not be deceived. But 2nd Ezra 2 and I believe it's 9. I want to get says even whose coming is in after the working of Satan with all power, signs and lying wonders. And guess what? That's part of the narrative. It's a part of the story. This man is a natural born liar. Why the hell should we believe anything? All right. Why should we believe anything that this man is saying? Everything that comes out of his mouth is a goddamn lie. He's a master of lying. All right. Which the scriptures clearly tells you. He is the master of deception. So, reading on, it says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness. This is the same man that tells you to put on the mask, right? Because this invisible thing was killing people. Even the expert told you that the mask is worthless. All of a sudden, they made it mandatory. Like right now, they tell people to wear the mask. So it's all part of the witchcraft that's being done. All right? That's what's being done. It says, in them that perish because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And that's going into who? All Israel. Because all Israel is falling for that great deception. It says, For this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie. And they are believing everything that's coming out this man's mouth. All right? And because what proves that what I'm stating is what I'm stating. Isaiah, I believe it's 30, no. What was that for? Yep. Isaiah 31:1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Egypt is what? America. Okay? And that stay on horses and chariots and trust in chariots, because there are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Yet he also is wise, and will bring evil, and will not call back to his sword, but will arise against the house of the evildoers, and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now the Egyptians, now the average American, all right, these same people that's spinning this great weave of lies are men and not God. Because the reason why I bring this out, because that's the first thing that came to my mind. When you see the chariots of the Lord, what do you see? You see something that's completely out of this world. It changes. It could change out of a drop of a dime. It transforms right before your eyes within a matter of seconds. Lights. It could go from, I don't mock anything, whatever. The highest speed of a drop of a dime. Okay, they try to shoot bullets at them, and it showed it. There's a video that was circulating. I believe it was Iran. The Iranians was trying to shoot bullets at this thing. It was just dodging it like it was nothing. It was slow motion. All that. All of a sudden, they just crashing. All of a sudden, they're just shooting these things down. What the spirit of the Lord in the chariots is, they are spirits. Okay? That doesn't fall from heaven. So anything that you see or hear of the chariots of the Lord, or something, well, because we call them the UFOs, chariots, that's what they are, and they crashing down, that's a false flag. All right? It says, and their horses flesh. So if a so-called vehicle that come from another dimension, that's supposed to be from the Heavenly Father, then only flesh rots, only flesh be broken. Spirits doesn't. Okay? Spirits doesn't. It says, and not spirit, the Lord will stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that hopeth shall fall down, and they all shall fall together. So this whole great big deception is going to fall miserably, because the Lord already explained how he's going to come back, what to look forward for. All right, Matthew 24, 20? No. Matthew 24, and I'll start at 22. It says, and except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. And I had to bring this out because today was the most eeriest shit I have seen in my whole life. It was out of this world. By high, like 3 o'clock, it looked it's crazy out here. Okay? Crazy. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to do anything. You don't know what's going on. The Lord, if it's under this man's rulership, we all die. Because obviously that wildfire in Canada is not normal. And it had the whole entire East Coast in that cloudy, death-defying fire. All right? It says that no man, it said that there should be no flesh be saved, but for for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. That's why the days are going by faster, because it's for the elect. It says, then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is the anointed, or there, believe it not. So this is the Lord speaking. He's like, look, if they tell you that the Messiah is dead, he's over there, don't believe that shit. Right? For there shall arise false anointings, false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So it's impossible to deceive the elect. The elect is not going to fall for that crap, because we, through the Spirit, the hopeful elect, we know for a fact the Lord's vehicles is not going to be shot down or any crashes. And if you seen something like that and that's 8 feet tall and it crashed, that's a demon. If that's on the left hand side, to do what? To help forward the storyline, because everything's a story. All right, climate change is a story. I seen they was speaking, maybe it was a CNN clip. It was a Jason A. He put it up, and it was actually CNN. I guess an expert. This wildfire that took place in Canada, was it because of climate change? And the guy basically was like, you can't, no. Basically said no, but they looking into it. So they're trying to keep this lie that they're going. It's a climate change problem, because of the simple fact is this devil is doing things to make matters worse for the world. So he needs to blame something to take the people's minds off of him. All right? So there's a great lies, a great deception that's being taking place. Right now, it says, behold, I have told you before, wherewith, if they shall say unto you, behold, he's in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in a secret chamber, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So when Yahushua comes with his angels, the whole entire world is going to see. All right, they all going to see. It's not going to be without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, it's going to be dramatic. It's going to be out of this world. Literally the skies going to be open like a curtain to unveil the Lord. Okay, not no BS Project Bluebeam or whatever Esau is planning. The world will know when the Lord is here. All right, and his angels. It says, for wheresoever the carcass is, there shall the eagles be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So don't believe anything that Esau says when it comes to things. That's one of the great deceptions that he's been planning out for a long period of time. So with that being said, I hope you brothers edify. Shalom to the elect of the nation.
In 1974 through 77, I met the late Dr. Werner von Braun in early 74. At that time, von Braun was dying of cancer, but he assured me that he would live a few more years in order to tell me about the game that was being played. That game being the effort to weaponize space, to control the Earth from space and space itself. Von Braun's purpose in life during the last years of his life, his dying years, was to educate the public and decision makers about why space-based weapons are a dumb, dangerous, destabilizing, too costly, unnecessary, unworkable, undesirable idea. The strategy that Wernher von Braun taught me was that first the Russians are going to be considered to be the enemy. In fact, when I met him in '74, they were the enemy, the identified enemy. We were told that they had killer satellites. We were told that they were coming to get us and control us, the dirty commies, that whole story. First, the Russians were the enemy against whom we're going to build space-based weapons. Then terrorists would be identified, and that was soon to follow. We heard a lot about terrorism. Then we were going to identify third world country crazies. We now call them nations of concern. But he said that would be the third enemy against whom we would be needing to build space-based weapons. And the next enemy was asteroids. Now at this point, he kind of chuckled the first time he said it. Asteroids, against asteroids we're going to build space-based weapons. So it was funny then. And the funniest one of all was against what he called aliens, extraterrestrials. That would be the final card. And over and over and over during the 4 years that I knew him and was giving his speeches for him, he would bring up that last card. And remember, Carol, the last card is the alien card. We're going to have to build space-based weapons against aliens. And all of it, he said, is a lie. He didn't mention a timeline, but he said that it was going to be speeding up faster than anybody could possibly imagine. That the effort to put weapons in space was not only based on a lie, but would accelerate past the point of people even understanding it until it was already up there and too late. In 1977, I was at a meeting in Fairchild Industries in a conference room called the War Room. This is 1977. And they were talking about creating a war in the Gulf region when there was $25 billion in the space-based weapons program that yet had not been identified. It wasn't called the Strategic Defense Initiative, at least, until 1983. This weapons system then had obviously been going on for some time that I didn't know anything about. So I stood up in this meeting in 1977 and it said, I'd like to know why we're talking about space-based weapons against these enemies. I'd like to know more about this. Would somebody tell me what this is about? Nobody answered. They went on with this meeting as though I hadn't said anything.
We often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?